Welcome back to our channel. We invite you to embrace the moment by liking the video, sharing your reflections in the comments, and subscribing to journey with us through our latest stories. What began as a simple office gathering, a chance to let loose and celebrate the end of a grueling year, quickly transformed into something far more profound. For weeks, my husband, Steve, had been eagerly anticipating this moment. He couldn't stop raving about it, painting vivid pictures of how it would be the perfect opportunity to reconnect with his colleagues and unwind, free from the burdens of everyday work stress. To be truthful, my excitement was nowhere to be found. Office parties often carry an air of obligatory joy, a veneer that masks the true emotions beneath the surface. Those who hardly utter a word to you throughout the week transform into the vibrant heartbeat of the celebration. Yet Steve's infectious enthusiasm drew me in, and I realized that attending was a chance to stand by him, even if just for that reason. The party unfolded in a charming venue, where the soft glow of ambient lighting danced around the room, and the soothing notes of jazz wrapped around the guests like a warm embrace. Tables overflowed with exquisite appetizers, each one a delightful masterpiece that seemed to whisper elegance and indulgence. Amidst the gathering, a handful of familiar faces flickered like distant stars, yet the majority were Steve's colleagues, strangers to me, their names barely echoing in my memory from our fleeting encounters. As I lingered beside him, I engaged in light conversation with those around us, all the while seeking refuge from the glaring spotlight that seemed to hover just out of reach. In that fleeting moment, she captured my attention. Carla. Her name lingered in the air, a whisper of intrigue that had danced through Steve's conversations more than once. In her late 30s, she stood tall, her long dark hair cascading like a waterfall, exuding a magnetic presence that drew every eye in the room. She possessed an undeniable magnetism that captivated everyone around her. In all honesty, I couldn't help but notice how she lingered just a bit too near to Steve, her laughter ringing out a touch too brightly at his jokes, her fingers brushing against his arm a heartbeat too frequently during their conversations. There was an unsettling feeling deep within me, a whisper that something just wasn't right. Yet, as the night unfolded, a deeper understanding began to dawn upon me. As the night deepened, I slipped away to a serene corner of the room, cradling my glass of wine, lost in the tapestry of lives unfolding around me. In that serene moment, I found a fleeting escape from the vibrant chaos of the party, as if time stood still just for me. As I started to unwind, a shiver ran down my spine as I sensed a presence lingering beside me. As I turned, my heart skipped a beat at the sight of Carla, her drink cradled in her hand, a radiant smile lighting up her face. "Aye, Mary," she said, her voice flowing like a gentle stream. "I truly hope you're finding joy in every moment." Her smile radiated an unsettling perfection, as if it had been meticulously crafted for the world to see. It seemed as though she was donning a mask, yet I remained silent. I offered a warm smile in return. I responded with a casual air, "I'm doing all right." Though beneath the surface, a whirlwind of emotions stirred within me. "This place is truly enchanting. The food is absolutely delightful." She let out a gentle laugh, her gaze drifting to Steve, who stood across the room, immersed in an animated discussion with his colleagues. "Isn't Steve just incredible?" Carla whispered softly. "Talking to him feels like a gentle breeze on a warm day, effortlessly flowing and comforting. It's easy to see why he has captured the hearts of everyone at work." I nodded, battling the urge to reveal the turmoil brewing within me. "Absolutely, he's an incredible person. Our journey together has spanned countless moments, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and memories that bind us closer with each passing day." Carla's gaze held on to Steve for a fleeting moment, a silent connection sparking between them, before she shifted her attention back to me. "The two of you are truly a remarkable pair. He is truly fortunate to have someone as remarkable as you in his life." Her voice softened, as if she were confiding a cherished secret. "Mary, your grace is truly enchanting." Steve truly embodies the essence of goodness. Yet, there are moments when we crave that spark of excitement, aren't there? There it stood, a moment suspended in time. The delicate strain in her voice, the faint suggestion that there was a deeper story waiting to unfold. My heart raced with a sudden thrill. What was she truly trying to convey? Just as I was about to reply, Carla's phone erupted with a sudden ring, pulling her away with a quick apology as she stepped aside to answer the call. As she turned to leave, an unsettling knot twisted in my stomach, a heavy weight of unspoken words lingering in the air. The atmosphere shifted, becoming dense and suffocating as my thoughts spiraled wildly, grappling with the myriad of meanings behind her words. Yet I set it aside, burying it deep within me. Perhaps it was just a fleeting thought, a whisper in the wind, easily brushed aside. Her warmth radiated like sunshine, a simple gesture of kindness that spoke volumes. No matter how hard I tried to immerse myself in the evening, the relentless thoughts of Carla and Steve clung to me, refusing to let go. Her voice danced around him, her gaze piercing through the veil of my understanding, revealing a connection that felt both profound and elusive. It was as if she glimpsed a hidden truth that remained shrouded from my sight. I brushed aside the lingering sensation and set off in search of Steve. As I drew closer, he was deep in conversation with his colleagues, but the moment our eyes met, his face transformed, radiating that warm, familiar smile that always made my heart skip a beat. It wrapped around me like a warm embrace, filling my heart with a sense of security, as if the universe had perfectly aligned just for me. Yet tonight, an unsettling sensation lingered in the air. A wave of relief washed over me as the evening began to draw to a close, the soft murmur of goodbyes filling the air as people gradually made their way toward the exits. As Steve and I made our way to the car, a sense of exhaustion washed over us, yet our hearts brimmed with joy and camaraderie. As we eased out of the parking lot, my eyes flickered to Steve, searching for the unspoken emotions dancing across his face. What was the vibe like at the party? I inquired, my tone dancing with a hint of levity. It was good, he murmured, his hands gently gripping the steering wheel, his voice a soothing melody in the quiet of the moment. Engaging in conversation with Carla was an absolute delight. Don't you just feel the vibrant energy she radiates? A smile graced my lips, yet it seemed more a reflex than a true expression of joy. Absolutely, she is. Something profound awaits, a whisper of possibility that stirs the soul and ignites the heart. It beckons with the promise of adventure, urging us to explore the depths of our dreams and the heights of our aspirations. Embrace the journey, for within the something lies the magic of transformation and the thrill of the unknown. Steve let out a laugh, blissfully unaware of the unspoken tension woven into my words. Mary, I truly believe she has feelings for you. She spoke of you with such admiration, calling you classy. A wave of tension gripped my stomach. Did she truly? Absolutely, she's truly wonderful, Steve remarked with a warm smile. Finding someone in the office who radiates such effortless calm is truly a rare gem. She possesses an enchanting ability to wrap others in a warm embrace of comfort. The words lingered in the atmosphere, and a realization washed over me. Perhaps I wasn't the only one captivated by Carla's gaze. The night wrapped around me like a shroud, stirring a sense of unease deep within, as if I were teetering on the brink of an unknown abyss, shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. What was the story unfolding between Carla and Steve? Could there be a deeper truth hidden beneath the surface, waiting for me to uncover it? The days following the office party slipped away in a whirlwind of memories and emotions. Steve and I embraced our familiar rhythm, weaving through the tapestry of our daily lives. He would leave for work, and I would embrace the responsibilities at home. Yet, deep within me, a profound change had taken root. Carla consumed my thoughts, her presence lingering in every corner of my mind. Each time I caught a glimpse of Steve's laughter or heard his animated conversations, a flicker of curiosity ignited within me, leaving me to ponder if she played a role in those moments. I fought against the relentless tide of thoughts, desperately convincing myself that it was merely paranoia creeping in. Yet the doubt remained, haunting every thought. A week later, the tension reached its breaking point. As I chatted with my sister, sharing the little joys and struggles of life, a sudden buzz from Steve's phone on the counter broke through our conversation, pulling me into a moment of curiosity. As I strolled through the kitchen, a sudden glimmer caught my eye, the bright screen illuminated with a message preview from an unknown number, stirring a mix of curiosity and anticipation within me. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, I found myself drawn closer, eager to uncover the secrets hidden within its words. A message arrived, and it was from Carla. "Hello, Steve. I hope this doesn't come off too strong, but our conversation the other night truly resonated with me. I found it incredibly enjoyable. I can't wait for us to reconnect, just the two of us. It will be so special to share our moments together again." I stood still, my heart pounding in my chest, my breath hitched in my throat. The words seemed harmless at first, yet beneath their surface lay a thrilling tension that sent my heart into a wild flutter. What was unfolding in that moment? What could have compelled her to reach out to Steve in such a way? Why didn't we make it a shared experience or keep it light and easy? Thoughts began to whirl around in a chaotic dance. My mind was consumed with curiosity. Was she yearning to bridge the distance between them? What about the way she had behaved at the party? Had I been lost in a whirlwind of thoughts, or was there truly a spark between her and him all along? I lingered in that moment, my heart racing as I fought to calm the storm within me. Deep down, I understood that the moment had come to face Steve. Yet, a wave of uncertainty washed over me, leaving me anxious about how to approach him without casting shadows of blame for things he hadn't even done. As the tension hung in the air, I felt an unsettling churn deep within me, a warning I couldn't brush aside. I never intended for conflict to arise, yet the weight of that feeling pressed heavily on my heart. With a deep breath, I grasped his phone, my heart racing as I read the message once more. In a moment of urgency, I swiftly typed a response to Carla using his phone, praying it would grant me a precious pause. "Hello, Carla. Thank you for reaching out. Steve is swamped with work right now, but I promise to pass along your message to him. I truly hope this message finds you in great spirits." As I pressed send, a rush of anticipation coursed through me, and I set the phone down gently, just as Steve stepped into the kitchen, his presence filling the space with an unexpected warmth. He cast a fleeting look my way, his face a canvas of gentle innocence, unguarded and pure. "Hey, are you all right?" he inquired, his voice warm and tinged with a hint of curiosity. I forced a smile, desperately attempting to mask the whirlwind of emotions swirling within me. "Absolutely, just taking a moment to look something up on your phone. All is well." He nodded, a flicker of curiosity dancing in his eyes as he raised an eyebrow. "Are you truly certain? Your uncertainty is palpable." A moment of doubt gripped me. This was the moment. In that heart-wrenching moment, I stood at a crossroads, torn between the courage to confront him and the suffocating urge to bury my feelings deep, masking the turmoil within and pretending that everything was just fine. I caught a glimpse of Carla's message. I spoke, my voice barely above a whisper, betraying the weight of my emotions. She expressed a longing to reconnect with you." Steve's expression flickered with a hint of bewilderment. "What are you trying to say? Did she really send me a message?" "Absolutely," I responded, striving to maintain a calmness in my voice. What started as a simple invitation stirred something deeper within me, hinting at unspoken possibilities and hidden emotions. A heavy silence lingered in the air, stretching on like an unbroken thread of tension. The gears in Steve's mind whirred to life, reflecting the deep contemplation sparked by my words. At last, he let out a deep sigh and approached me, his hands reaching out to envelop mine with a tender touch. "Mary, I never realized you were carrying this burden," he said, his voice gentle yet filled with sincerity. Carla and I share a bond of friendship, I assure you. She can be a bit bold at times, but I assure you there's nothing happening between us. I had no idea it was causing you discomfort. I gazed at him, my heart racing as I sought to decipher the emotions dancing across his face. Could he truly be sincere? Or could this simply be a masterfully rehearsed alibi? So why didn't you share the message with me? I inquired, my voice trembling with the weight of unspoken doubts, struggling to mask the hint of accusation that crept in despite my best efforts. With a hint of vulnerability in his voice, Steve confessed, I never thought it was a big deal. She has always radiated a vibrant energy that sets her apart from the rest of the office, drawing others in with her warmth and enthusiasm. I never wanted you to feel like I was keeping secrets from you. Yet, witnessing your response has opened my eyes to the fact that I should have been more honest from the start. My heart yearned to trust him. I truly did. Yet, deep within, an unsettling feeling lingered, as if an invisible thread of unease wove through my thoughts, whispering that something was amiss. I can't bear the thought of being overlooked or cast aside, I admitted, my voice trembling with the weight of my vulnerability. It feels as though she's reaching out, yearning to bridge the distance between you, Steve. I'm left questioning whether I can truly believe in her intentions. I see the goodness in your heart, yet there's something that lingers, something unspoken between us. My words faded into silence, lost in the haze of uncertainty, leaving me grappling with the very essence of what I meant to express. I never imagined that Steve could betray my trust in such a way. Yet, the mere idea of Carla weaving herself into the fabric of our lives sent a shiver down my spine, stirring echoes of the past that felt all too close, all too unsettling. Steve held my hands tightly, his eyes filled with warmth and tenderness. Mary, my heart belongs to you. My heart longs for nothing more than to be by your side. Carla is merely a colleague, and I truly believed it was nothing significant. If it's causing you any discomfort, I'll take care of it for you. I will ensure she understands that my feelings are strictly platonic. I gazed at him intently, searching for even the faintest hint of deceit. Yet all I could see was the man I once vowed to love, the man whose essence I thought I understood. As the uncertainty within me started to fade, I found myself nodding slowly, a sense of clarity washing over me. Okay, I whispered, my heart racing with uncertainty yet yearning to believe in him. The thought of losing you fills me with an ache I can't shake off. Steve beamed with warmth as he wrapped his arms around me, pulling me into a comforting embrace. I promise you, Mary, you won't lose me. I promise I will always be by your side. Yet, beneath the surface, a flicker of doubt ignited within me, whispering that Carla's true motives might hold secrets beyond what either Steve or I could comprehend. The message was just the beginning, but what twists and turns awaited us from this moment on? In the days that followed, an unexpected tranquility enveloped everything. Steve truly went out of his way to ensure I felt included, always keeping me informed whenever Carla or anyone else from the office reached out to him. It provided some relief, yet that lingering sense of unease remained, haunting the edges of my thoughts. My thoughts kept drifting back to that unforgettable night at the office party. The way Carla's gaze danced over Steve, how she lingered just a heartbeat longer than she should have. An unsettling sensation lingered within me, whispering that there was a hidden truth just beyond my grasp. As the sun rose on that fateful Friday, the air crackled with anticipation, signaling that the true challenge was about to unfold. Steve and I had envisioned a serene evening together, a cozy night in just for the two of us, wrapped in the warmth of each other's company. As I busied myself in the kitchen, the sudden buzz of his phone pierced the air once more. A rush of adrenaline coursed through me as I caught sight of Carla's name lighting up the screen, making my heart race with anticipation. This time it felt different, more than just a simple message. It was a moment captured in a photo. Steve's phone lay unattended on the counter, and an irresistible wave of curiosity washed over me. As I approached, an undeniable force of suspicion tugged at my heart, compelling me to reach out and grasp it. In the warm embrace of a cozy cafe, a moment was captured: Carla, radiant and full of life, her essence frozen in time. Her smile radiated joy, a carefree spirit shining through her every expression. Yet, that was not the moment that truly captivated me. The message that accompanied the photo truly captured my heart. As I savored my coffee, memories of that unforgettable night at the party flooded back, igniting a warmth within me. I can't wait to experience it all over again, perhaps this time in a more intimate setting, away from the bustling crowds. A shiver coursed through my body, igniting a sense of unease that lingered in the air. My heart raced as I felt the weight of the phone in my hand, an overwhelming urge to let it slip away. Yet I found myself unable to let go. The moment I read that message, a deep unease coiled within me, twisting my stomach in a knot of apprehension. I knew it was real. She was poised, ready to take that leap of faith. I inhaled deeply, my heart racing, and gently set the phone down just in time, before Steve could step through the door. My heart raced as I stood there, unsure of how to bridge the distance between us. Would he perceive it through the same lens as I did? Was I truly overreacting once more? As Steve stepped into the room, I lingered by the counter, grappling with a whirlwind of emotions, desperately trying to find my footing. As our eyes met, an undeniable spark ignited within me, revealing that everything had changed in an instant. "Are you all right?" he inquired, his voice trembling slightly as he sensed the palpable tension enveloping the room. I nodded, yet the gesture felt hollow, lacking the conviction I wished to convey. A wave of pressure gripped my chest, leaving me breathless. I caught sight of Carla's message, my voice steady as I fought to maintain my composure. Steve's expression danced momentarily before a heavy sigh escaped his lips. "Is that you, Mary? What is it that stirs within me? Is that you, Steve?" I interjected, my voice quivering with emotion. These exchanges transcend mere friendship, don't they? Her message caught my eye, and it was anything but ordinary. "She's reaching out, yearning to bridge the distance between you." Steve moved in, his brow furrowing with intensity. "Is that you, Mary? I promise you she's nothing more than a colleague." It feels like time stands still, as if the world has paused, leaving an aching silence in its wake. "You're overthinking this a bit." Yet the words echoed with emptiness. His eyes were a storm of frustration, and I found myself lost, uncertain whether it was directed at me or the tangled web of circumstances surrounding us. "Steve, it has transformed into something far more profound." I spoke, my voice soft yet resolute. "It's in the way she moves in your presence, the way her hand seeks yours. A silent invitation that speaks volumes. I see everything, you know. It seems like she's crossing lines, and I can no longer turn a blind eye to it." He lingered in silence, the stillness in the room wrapping around them like a heavy blanket, each heartbeat echoing in the air. At last, Steve exhaled deeply, his hand moving to his forehead as he sought solace in the moment. "I realize that I haven't always been open and honest with you, and for that I truly apologize." I brushed it off, as she's always had a boldness about her that caught me off guard. "I've come to realize just how deeply this is affecting you, and I can't ignore it any longer. It's time for me to make things right. I swear I will reach out to her. It's essential to express that this behavior is simply unacceptable." A flicker of hope ignited within me, yearning to trust his words. Yet deep within me a different voice stirred. A voice that had witnessed Carla's delicate gestures up close, casting doubt on my certainty. "Please, Steve. I'm asking you to be completely honest with me." I spoke, the heaviness of my emotions bearing down on me like a storm cloud ready to burst. I refuse to let myself be a pawn in someone else's game. "I'm not trying to play you, Mary," he said, his voice now a gentle whisper, the fire of anger extinguished. "I can't bear the thought of losing you because of this. I'll have a heartfelt conversation with Carla to ensure she understands her role in this journey." You are the sole light in my life, the one who holds my heart. I gazed into his eyes, yearning for a glimmer of hope, a spark of truth, anything that could anchor my restless heart. In that fleeting instant, I discovered it. I could see the man I once vowed to love, the one who had sworn to stand by my side with unwavering loyalty. Yet, even in that moment, a flicker of doubt lingered within me. Was it possible to place my trust in him completely? But could there be a deeper truth hidden just out of sight? The evening stretched on in a hushed stillness, yet the unspoken tension lingered between us, a palpable reminder of what remained unresolved. Despite Steve's earnest efforts, my thoughts were irresistibly drawn back to Carla's message, echoing in my mind like a haunting melody. What could it possibly signify? What lengths would she dare to traverse? The following morning, as the sun began to rise and cast a warm glow, Steve set off for work, embracing the familiar rhythm of his daily routine. Yet, as he stepped through the threshold, an unsettling feeling washed over me, gripping my heart with an inexplicable tension. A nagging thought lingered in my mind, a whisper of doubt that perhaps I had overlooked something significant. What if there's a deeper truth hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered? I chose to seize control of my destiny. I refused to remain idle, longing for answers to come to me. I was desperate to understand the truth about Carla, and I longed to hear it straight from her lips. The days that unfolded were fraught with tension. Yet deep down, I understood that seizing control of the situation was my only path forward. I refused to allow doubt to gnaw at my spirit any longer. I felt an urgent need to speak with Carla directly, to clear the air and face her boldly. A wave of uncertainty washed over me as I contemplated my approach, yet a profound instinct within urged me forward, whispering that this was the path I was meant to take. As the sun began to rise on that fateful Monday, and Steve prepared to leave for work, a profound realization settled within me. I had made my decision. I needed to have a heart-to-heart with Carla. The only path to ease the turmoil that had settled deep within my heart was yet to be discovered. I extended my hand towards her, hoping to bridge the distance between us. My message was clear and unwavering, cutting through the noise with precision. Hello, Carla. I long for the chance to share a moment with you, to open up and connect. There's been a lingering discomfort in the air between us, and it's been weighing on my heart. How about we find a moment to connect in person? The response arrived in a heartbeat, and I could feel the electric anticipation of her eagerness to connect. She said yes to meeting me at a cozy little cafe just around the corner. Just a simple, serene nook where we could share our thoughts openly and truly connect. A surge of anxiety enveloped me as I slipped into my clothes, each moment amplifying the anticipation of what lay ahead. The path ahead was daunting, yet deep down, I understood that I had to embark on this journey for the love that bound us together. As I stepped into the cafe, my heart raced at the sight of Carla, already nestled at a table by the window, her presence illuminating the space around her. She sat there, a picture of tranquility, cradling her coffee as she scrolled through her phone, a serene smile gracing her lips. Yet, the moment our eyes met, she set her phone aside and offered me a polite smile, though it fell short of illuminating her gaze. Hey Mary, it's so great to see you. I wasn't sure if you were going to show up, she said, her voice dancing with a lightness that felt almost playful. As I took my seat opposite her, a whirlwind of emotion surged within me, each heartbeat echoing my anxious anticipation. With a steady gaze locked onto hers, I hesitated, my heart racing as I pondered my response. Yet my heart yearned to reach out to you, concerning the entirety of existence. Carla's smile dimmed, and she sank into her chair, crossing her arms as a wave of uncertainty washed over her. I find myself a bit lost in your words. Could this be about Steve? Yes, it's about Steve, I said, my voice unwavering yet heavy with the burden of all that had been weighing on my heart. There's something unsettling about the way you've been connecting with him lately. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it just doesn't feel right to me." With a single raised eyebrow, she held her silence, allowing the moment to linger in the air. I inhaled deeply, a wave of urgency washing over me as I pressed on. Though our conversations have been few, the messages resonate deeply within me, impossible to overlook. Your efforts to draw nearer to him seem to cross a line that feels unsettling. Carla's eyes glimmered with a hint of vulnerability, yet a spark of something deeper danced just beneath the surface. There was an elusive feeling, a whisper of something just beyond my grasp. "I understand," she whispered softly. "It was never my intention to cause you any discomfort. It was never my desire to cause this outcome." In that fleeting instant, I found myself completely disoriented. I braced myself for her to put up walls, to reject my emotions or brush them aside. Yet there was a softness in her gaze, as if she carried the weight of unspoken regrets. "So, what compelled you to send him that message after the party?" I pressed, my heart pounding with anticipation. "You expressed a desire for an intimate gathering, just the two of you, where the world fades away and only your connection remains." Felt anything but casual. Carla's eyes flickered to her coffee, a moment of contemplation passing between us, before she lifted her gaze to meet mine once more, this time infused with a profound sincerity that spoke volumes. "I won't sugarcoat it for you, Mary," she started, her voice now a gentle whisper. "Engaging in conversation with Steve at the party was truly delightful. He possesses a gentle kindness that wraps around you like a warm embrace. And he truly listens, making you feel seen and understood. Yet I want you to know that I never aim to disrupt the bond you share in your marriage. I truly admire the bond you share. And it's clear to me just how deeply you both care for one another. I should have realized the danger of crossing those boundaries." I leaned back in my chair, feeling the profound impact of her words envelop me. A flicker of anger surged within me, yet a deeper current of relief washed over my soul. Her honesty took me by surprise, a revelation I never saw coming. "I never intended to create any chaos," she continued, her voice trembling with sincerity. "I never wanted to be the source of any uncertainty between you and Steve. I sincerely apologize if I have overstepped any boundaries. Sometimes it's all too easy to lose sight of the fact that those in blissful unions are beyond reach. I deeply regret not honoring that." For a brief moment, I found myself enveloped in silence, grappling with the weight of her words. It was a startling revelation, a moment that left me breathless and uncertain of how to respond. Carla was not the monster I had imagined her to be. She never intended to take Steve from me. She found herself swept away, lost in the intoxicating embrace of the attention he showered upon her. "Thank you for your honesty," I finally whispered, my voice barely above a breath. "Your kindness means the world to me. I truly apologize for leaping to conclusions." Carla offered me a fleeting smile, a delicate spark that lit up the moment. "I truly understand. It's only human to guard fiercely what you hold dear. Steve truly is a remarkable person. He is truly fortunate to have someone as remarkable as you in his life." I nodded, a sense of relief washing over me, as if a heavy burden had finally been lifted from my heart. A shadow of unease still hung in the air, but this time it was no longer about Carla. It was a journey for Steve and me, a heartfelt quest to mend the fragile threads of trust that once bound us together. The journey ahead was daunting, yet the glimmer of possibility shone brightly. As I stepped out of the cafe, an unexpected wave of clarity washed over me, illuminating the path ahead. Uncertainty loomed ahead, yet amidst the shadows of doubt, one truth illuminated my path. In that moment, I found myself yearning to place my trust in Steve. If I didn't take this step, I would be trapped in the shadows, unable to embrace the light of new beginnings. Talking with Carla had been a breath of fresh air, but now my heart was drawn to the vital task of nurturing my marriage. Let's turn our attention to what truly matters us. As I stepped through the door that evening, my heart raced at the sight of Steve. There he was, perched on the couch, a quiet anticipation in his eyes, waiting just for me. As I stepped inside, his gaze met mine, a blend of caution and a flicker of hope dancing in his eyes. What was the outcome? He whispered softly. I settled next to him, inhaling deeply, feeling the weight of the moment envelop us. In that moment of conversation, she opened her heart to me, laying bare her truths with a raw honesty that resonated deeply. There's an undeniable distance between you two, Steve. Yet I find myself yearning for deeper trust between us, and I long for you to share more of your heart with me. Steve nodded, a wave of relief washing over his features. Absolutely, I can make that happen. I promise to rise and become a better version of myself. I vow to you. I can't bear the thought of losing you over something so trivial. A radiant smile spread across my face, as a gentle warmth blossomed in my chest. I can't bear the thought of losing you, not now, not ever. We lingered in silence, the gravity of our conversation enveloping us like a heavy fog. Yet, this time, an unmistakable shift lingered in the air. It was as if we stood on the brink of a new beginning, eager to leave the shadows of the past behind and ignite the spark of what once was, ready to nurture and rebuild our connection. Though the path ahead may be fraught with challenges, the reward at the journey's end will be immeasurable. Thank you for listening to today's story. See you again in our latest story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about the latest stories.